All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing out there? Let's combine two stories into one here, both regarding around jail time and both regarding around two very popular rappers. Let's start here. We're going to make our way from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. Let's start with Tekashi 6ix9ine. I got some good news and bad news with Tekashi, all right? If you're a fan of Tekashi, today is a good day. In a couple weeks, it might not be so good. So today, Tekashi 6ix9ine found out that he won't be sentenced today for a probation violation. He's fine today. It's the date to finish this case has been set for about 3 weeks from now. So at that time, 1 to 3 weeks from now, he'll find out if a district attorney and a judge are gonna somehow find a way to lock him up. Now that gets me to the bad news. Again, today was a good day, but going forward, Tekashi 6ix9ine has a fight on his hands. The assistant district attorney, she goes by the name of Sarah Wise, all right, for New York County. She believes that Tekashi 6ix9ine should at least do a year behind bars. She's saying this dude has violated this plea agreement multiple times, and that he's on record of saying he's in a gang. He's going around pretty much taunting the fact that he's in a gang by wearing specific colors, saying certain things, claiming sets and songs, throwing up gang signs. Like, even the Treyway, she's like, yo, even claiming that you're pretty much essentially going around taunting that you're in a gang, and that's clearly a violation of any probation. You're not supposed to actively be promoting gang violence or promoting being a criminal. And she's like, yo, and through his music and through so many other ways, this dude is pretty much making a mockery of our courtroom. So in 3 weeks, whenever they do decide, because Tekashi essentially could keep pushing this thing off probably for a couple months, but whenever they do decide his fate, the assistant DA is pushing to give Tekashi at least a year behind bars. We'll see what happens from there. I heard Tekashi's out the country right now touring, so we'll see what happens when he gets back and deals with this matter in court. Now, a guy that's reached the absolute latest in his deadline on the West Coast here, he didn't push his court dates back and push back his obligations as far as he can. The Game, all right? The Game's probably one of the best lyricists out there, still going. And if he wants to continue to rap and make money in different ways, he's gonna have to pay some money. All right, so for those who don't remember, just to catch you up real quick, in 2015, The Game had a reality show called She's Got Game. Obviously, that thing never seen the light of air for obvious reasons. There was a contestant on it by the name of Priscilla Rainey. All right, pretty much, she was like, yo, I didn't sign up for The Game to be sexually assaulting me. Pretty much, she was like, The Game was forcefully reaching his hand under her dress to rub her on her vagina and her butt. Pretty much, they took it to court, and she was awarded $7 million in damages. I've always maintained, like, yo, though we not condoning anyone putting their hands on anybody, especially a man assaulting a woman in a sexual connotation, especially while cameras are rolling, I've always maintained the bare principle, like, yo, unless you cool with like that Flavor Flav lifestyle where there's chicks from all different races, sizes, and all that coming at you just full throttle, and unless you're comfortable with being in that setting, because that's what VH1 was trying to recreate. They was trying to recreate Flavor of Love for everybody who remember that era. And unless you're cool with stuff like that, being one of many and trying to find any way possible to give somebody the time of day, like, you don't need to be on a show like that, because you got somebody in a position of power, The Game, and pretty much he got whatever he want at his disposal, and he's going to do whatever he feels as though he can because he's in that position, and you're competing for his time on a reality show. It's probably not a great situation for a chick that doesn't like to be rubbed in places, right? So she did win $7 million in damages, pretty much citing she didn't sign up for that. Now, I've watched The Game do press many times, and in every interview when he's asked about legal fees, because he's been sued a few times, he always maintained his core principle: I'm not paying. No matter what, I am not paying anyone anything. You can send me to jail, I don't care, but you're never getting a dime of my money. Now, that's a cool thing to say, but when people want their money, when the court system is on your ass, they on your ass. And that's what happened to The Game earlier this week. Now, The Game was trying to dodge court. Pretty much, he was like, during the whole month of October, he was like, yo, I'm filming with Nick Cannon and Wild 'N Out. I can't make it. can my lawyer just come in and replace me? The judge wasn't feeling that. The game wasn't taking this serious. They've asked him pretty much for his financial information over and over again. He has not given them that information, and they finally issued a bench warrant for his arrest since he didn't want to show up, and they pretty much found him in contempt of court. So he has until October 5th. That will put him at this Friday at 9 a.m. to show up to court, or he will be arrested at that point. So he's got about 48 hours to pull up and give the judge. He's got to pull up though, not no lawyer. He's got to pull up and give the judge financial information so they could get in his business pretty much and find a way to get the money that he owes this Priscilla Rainey chick. Because it's been some time past and he still owes her $7 million. And I know in the game he probably ain't thinking about paying her that money, but the court system is going to try to find a way to force him to pay. So we got two rappers trying to push back time in regards to the court. That's common. In Tekashi's situation, he's got a few weeks before he's even due back in court, and then at that time he'll find out his fate. The DA is pushing for him to get a year, and for the game, he's got 48 hours to get his ass in court before they find him in contempt and lock him up because he's trying to avoid paying Priscilla Rainey this $7 million. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. I'd never take that for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO. Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.